Hybrid Cue, perfect fit. Hi friends, this is Mikel Kolino. I'm going to explain the concept of Q36.5, specifically as refers to this maillot. How does this cycling jersey distinguish itself from the competition? More than the differences, let's keep in mind what we have to consider when purchasing a garment, regardless of the brand. However, today we're going to look at this particular model, the model Cue. A cycling jersey that has a windbreaker, is suitable for 8-degree weather, and is rainproof. My friend John here is going to help me out. He's going to adopt the positions that we normally employ whenever we're training. Right now, as we can see, he's pedaling softly. We're warming up. Look at the position of the sleeve here. It's pre-shaped and has no wrinkles. Observe the back of the jersey. There are no bulky pockets. The days of the bulky pockets are long gone. Thanks to Q36.5, this is changing. Now I'm going to look at the back of here. Look, there are no pockets, but yet they are. Observe how Jon finds the hidden pocket, inserts his hand, removes his hand, and look, the pocket has disappeared again. Presto. This is an excellent indicator of the kind of cut, the kind of make that Q36 affords all its garments. I repeat, all this area in the back, going down the arm. This particular shirt is designed to repel water, to repel rain. Observe this group position, the relay position, or when we switch to a faster, more speedy attack position. Look how the sleeve remains perfectly shaped. It's pre-shaped. This is the difference between Q and other brands. It's something pure and essential. The Q model, made in Italy and always manufactured the best. Look at the rainproof part of the jersey. See the rest of the back of the jersey. This particular feature here is something that most jersey manufacturers do not afford their jerseys. The back pockets here, all three of them, plus the zipper, these seamless, streamlined pockets seem to be encrusted in the back of the jersey. Very nice. Jon will insert his hand in the pocket. It looks like it doesn't exist, but it does. They're like interior pockets. It's something that's absolutely essential that the Cue model has, which is very different than other brands and other jerseys. Observe the waistband at the bottom so that the jersey doesn't fall over our bottoms. That's very important. This is the front part of the Cue jersey. Observe the sleeve pocket where you can insert your glucose, some music. Well, actually, this music part may be banned or prohibited in most places, but we could certainly insert a phone, which would go very well here. Observe the front part, what amounts to the windbreaking part. Look at what we were mentioning before, the shape of the sleeves, this pre-shape that they have. This particular feature, very important on the downhills, when strong winds tend to make jerseys without this feature flap unnecessarily. Now look at the zipper. This is a feature that's very important, especially for cyclists. Look, it doesn't have a lapel. That's because the zipper itself has a built-in locking mechanism in the teeth of the zipper, something very important again. Again, these are details which are essential and distinguish Cue from the pack. After this demonstration in a static position, just as if we were in motion, and I can tell you, I've tried both positions. Why don't we talk about the kind of vibes, the kind of feelings that you get? Okay, let's talk about a few things. First of all, what I was saying before, we're going to test it later. John, what's your opinion? I'd like to single out the zipper. When we're pedaling up a mountain and we loosen our jersey, we don't want anything to get in our way. We don't want to have to stop to open, close the jacket. It's a very intuitive zipper, one that most manufacturers do not offer. Other manufacturers use flimsier zippers, anything. Here it zips up and down very easily. No time is wasted doing this, and I think this is great. Another thing I noticed that in this position, the jersey is not very comfortable. But when I move down to a cyclist posture, any of the three positions, here, here, or there. Can you take that position again? We're going to do that test that I mentioned earlier. The water test. Let's see how it works. Great, huh? Even a thermal jacket, like the Kue model, are both water repellent, water resistant. Fantastic. Whether we're working out, it begins to drizzle, there's no need for any other rain protective covering. That's true, even fog can be a factor. That's something we get a lot of here. What do you think of the pockets, the way they're cut across the back? No, the pockets are great. They're comfortable, they give you the security that nothing that you put inside is going to fall out. They're so fitted, they're so lean, they're so mean, you don't even know they're there. Most pockets you notice, most pockets are oversized, they're bulky, they get in the way, they flap. A million things, one thing. Even if they're empty, they bother you. They're just not wind friendly. Q model gives you comfort, gives you security. So, as I said, they're very secure, they're very comfortable, and they're absolutely great. They're just super. So there you go. The Q model. Enjoy them. Q36.5, as I said, is something very different and, above all, essential. Disfrutarlo porque realmente Q36.5 es algo diferente pero esencial.